west from the mother country and is cooking up quite a storm in Zionsville. And Chef Richard Cottance has very special reasons to enjoy every second of it with Panache. Since 1992, this elderly little cottage on Elm Street in downtown Zionsville has been home to a winsome little restaurant called Panache, a name fully in tune with the culinary style and spirit of its owner, Richard Cottance. At some point during the meal, Cottance will come out and schmooze with his patrons, but few will notice that he scurries about on artificial limbs, the result of a bacterial infection that was poised to take his life in 1989. He was working as a chef at downtown Indianapolis' Westin Hotel when one evening he took to bed with what he thought was a raging case of the flu, with his wife Nona, a flight attendant, arranging for her sister Jackie Gaddy to take him to the doctor the next morning. When Richard didn't respond to her knock on his bedroom door, her first inclination was to let him continue sleeping.
But something, thankfully, made her come back and knock on the door again and open it. And I was very blue and hyperventilating.
In short, Cottance was delirious and dying, winding up at Methodist Hospital, where fortunately a physician on duty, Dr. Karen Israel, is a specialist in infectious diseases and was able to quickly narrow the diagnosis down to either viral meningitis or a rare and deadly bacterial infection called Group A strep.
She said, "This looks like Group A strep. And if I treat him for viral meningitis and it's Group A strep, then he'll be dead."
Dr. Israel's diagnosis was on the money, and so almost was her fear of Richard's demise.
I'm told I flatlined a couple of times in the hospital in intensive care. Don't remember very much about it, but that's what I'm told. It had the effect of closing down my circulation system. In fact, it's the same disease which killed Jim Henson, the Muppet guy.
The Group A strep that killed Muppets creator Jim Henson at age 53 in 1990 attacked his lungs. In Richard's case, it entered the bloodstream, depriving oxygen to internal organs and limbs, destroying critical body tissue.
When I was admitted to hospital initially, I was slated to lose all 4 limbs, including hands, legs at the hip.
Unleashing its top specialists and modern medical technology, notably the encasing of Richard in this hyperbaric oxygen chamber that goes to extraordinary lengths to restore saving oxygen to organs and extremities, Methodist got Richard to a point in the crisis where the amputation of his legs below the knees came under the heading of good news.
It's a lot better. I tried to look on the positive side of things. It's a lot better than they initially told me it was going to be. I was going to lose a lot more than just some large and not very good-looking feet that, at the end of the day's work, needed to be washed.
After extensive rehabilitation with his new artificial limbs, Cottance returned to the Westin, but opening his own restaurant was less the result of the ultimate chef's dream than the difficulty of negotiating about the Westin's massive banquet kitchens on his new pins. So when he got wind that this restaurant in Zionsville called Plums was for sale, Cottance snapped it up, enamored with its cozy dining room and tiny kitchen, allowing him to keep his menu small and distinctive, changing it every month in order to showcase fresh in-season ingredients, and then unleash his inspirations pulled from the Whims school of cooking.
What we do is try and get the best quality product in, and then prepare it in a way which is imaginative and different enough to really give people a feel for what we do. And, we do it because it's fun, and I think people appreciate that.
Heaven knows the area's discriminating restaurant critics have, heaping praise on Chef Cottance's photogenic triumphs, featuring sous chef Mick David's delicate sauces and pastry chef Donna Simmons' appropriately unconscionable desserts. Panache's most loyal clientele are those doctors at Methodist who pulled Richard through, which I must say is a tough way to build a customer base.
It's a bit extreme, yeah. But it worked.
As you may have detected, Chef Cottance is from the mother country, born in London nearly 40 years ago, and brings a decided stiff upper lip approach to his ordeal. However, both his parents were French, which may account for his culinary vision. But he was trained primarily in the United States, which is the accent he places on his cuisine. Operating on artificial legs takes its toll in fatigue each evening, but Richard Cottance carries on, counting the rewards and his blessings.
The sort of excitement of being able to see people's faces when you serve them a plate of food which really doesn't just feed the stomach but feeds the soul as well, and it feeds their eyes, and the excitement of that keeps you going. But I think I think it's just a continuation of what I've always thought, which is that, well, we'll have fun today because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Richard Cottance's Panache restaurant in downtown Zionsville is open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday beginning at 5:30. If its desserts strike you as too rich, perhaps I can interest you in a Pez. It could lead to big bucks. I'll explain when we come back.